Hi, you wonderful folks. I hope everybody is doing well. Yeah, it's been a while. Again, it's always going to be a while. I'm pretty sporadic. I'm terrible with social media and everything. So, yeah, it's kind of a vlog anyway for me, this channel. But, just in case you're watching, nice to see you. Nice to see you. I'm going to be announcing my Blackoween Announcement reads for 2022. Okay, so if you don't know about Blackoween is an event that was created by the Locked Booktician, and her channel is definitely listed in the description below. Basically, for October, you spend the month reading Black authors, and she has prompts. They have information. It's a nice community. Everybody, there is a list that you can go by if you can't think of anything. This time I didn't go exactly by the list. I did two different things for mine. I decided instead of trying to do all 9 prompts this year, I'm going to only do 6, at least plan for 6. The other 3 will be open to maybe grab some of the ones that I had from the previous year, missed from the previous year anyway. I just found that trying to do the Preptober and writing and all the planning and all that kind of stuff, it was kind of hard for me to focus on getting all of the reads in which it's not something they're trying to get you to finish in just 1 month. But stuff happens, things got in the way. Actually, one of my reads that I've had for a while, I can tell you about what happened in that situation. So I will do my best to get as many of these done and then maybe add on some of the other ones. And throughout the rest of the month, I'll try to update the older ones. I wasn't really thinking I was going to do like full-on reviews or anything for the books, other than like, hey, I really liked it, I recommend reading it, or I don't like it, don't recommend it, or don't like it and I do recommend you read it because you got to see the mess. I don't know if I'm going to do that on this channel much, but we'll figure it out. You don't have to stick to one thing. I've found, folks, you don't have to stick to one thing on your channel because everybody has varying interests, and creativity kind of bleeds into other areas depending on the kind of things that you're interested in. So anyway, like this daffodil hat, because I am a pretty flower today. So let's go ahead and talk about the prompts. Prompts that I chose, I did choose books in them, like I said, separate strategy. Half of them are going to be audiobooks. The other half are going to be one physical and 2 ebooks, and have to actually read. So in the case of the audiobooks, I chose the Backlist book, 10 plus years, a book that has queer representation, and a book published in the 20th century. So in those areas, I chose, for the Backlist, Brown Girl in the Ring by Nalo Hopkinson. I hope I'm saying it correctly. Nalo Hopkinson. That one was published back in 1998. And for that one, it is also a horror. So I was very interested in this one. Let's make it bigger. Okay. All right. So the synopsis is, the rich and privileged have fled the city, barricaded behind roadblocks, and left it to crumble. The inner city has had to rediscover old ways, farming, barter, herb lore. But now the moneyed need a harvest of bodies, and so they prey upon the helpless of the streets. With nowhere to run, a young woman must open herself to ancient truths, eternal powers, and the tragic mystery surrounding her mother and grandmother. She must bargain with gods and give birth to new legends. So that sounded very interesting to me, and I'm very excited to read that one. And then for the queer representation, I decided to choose an author I hadn't read anything from before, in which that would be the Once Ghosted, Twice Shy, a Reluctant Royals novella. And I am interested in reading more. I do believe this is the 2nd book in the series by Alyssa Cole. So if If I like this one, I'll probably go back because it does definitely seem like the synopsis is for the previous. It has something to do with the previous book. While her boss, the prince, was busy wooing his betrothed, Lucosi, I'm going to listen to the audiobook and I'm going to say that correctly the next time you see me. I'm so sorry. Had her own love affair after swiping right on a dating app. But her romance had ended in heartbreak, and now back in New York City again, she's determined to rediscover her joy. So of course she runs into the woman who broke her heart. So I'm here for mess. I'm always here for mess. So I think that would be very fun. Okay, so for my book that's written in the 20th century, that's going to be The Devil in Silver. And that is a novel by Victor LaValle. Is it LaValle? Or could be LaValle. I need to check the names first. I am going to... This is an audiobook too, so I'm going to definitely listen to it. I'll get that one right too when you see me. If that's incorrect, I do apologize. I picked these yesterday. Okay. Alright, so Pepper is a rambunctious big man, minor league troublemaker, working class hero in his own mind, and suddenly the surprised inmate of a budget-strapped mental institution in Queens, New York. He's not mentally ill, but that doesn't seem to matter. He is accused of a crime he can't quite square with his memory. In the darkness of his room, on his first night, he's visited by a terrifying creature with the body of an old man and the head of a bison who nearly kills him before being hustled away by the hospital staff. It's no delusion. The other patients confirm that a hungry devil roams the hallways when the sun goes down. Pepper rallies 3 other inmates in a plot to fight back. Dory, an octogenarian schizophrenic who's been on the ward for decades and knows all its secrets. Coffee, an African immigrant with severe OCD who tries desperately to send alarms to the outside world. And Lucci, a bipolar teenage girl who acts as the group's enforcer. Battling the pill-pushing staff, one another, and their own minds, they try to kill the monster that's stalking them, but can the devil die? So, that sounds very interesting to me. So those are my 3 reads that I'm going to listen in an audiobook. So while I'm doing stuff, possibly crocheting or making artwork, I can listen to books. And then, when I am able to focus on my reading, I'm choosing to do books that I found on the Melanin Library. One of them actually came from a giveaway, and I guess I'll start with that one first. So the book that has been that's set in the South is going to be Bloodland by Audra Russell, and this came out back in 2020, and she did send it to me last year in a little giveaway, and it's lovely. Now, I did start it previously because she definitely gave me a bookmark with it. Oh, and chapstick. It was great. She gave me chapstick too. That's used, yes. But when I got the book, I started reading it. I think we were on our way somewhere, and I accidentally packed it into like the lower, what is it, in the trunk where the tires are. But I had it in a bag, and then I couldn't find it for the trip anywhere. And I was like, what is going on? I lost the whole book, so I was kind of upset. Then we had to go do something else, and we had to undo the little bottom. It's basically where the tire is. It's like you can take, it has like a false floor. You can take it off and have a little bit more room to put bigger stuff in. So I was doing that and found the freaking books. Well, it was in the bag. Thank goodness it was in the bag. But it wasn't like in the tire area. It was just like right above it. But anyway, yeah. So now I got it and I can read it and I can use it for the book that's based in the South. And so let me give you the synopsis. Sometimes history can't stay in the past. Paul and Teresa Simmons, a young African-American couple, are the new owners of a former plantation in Maryland and feel proud to have taken back some of the lands Africans and blacks were enslaved on. Teresa is pregnant with their first child, and everything is falling into place. Teresa soon begins hearing and seeing strange things she can't explain, and they are taking a toll on the health of her and her unborn child. Paul wants to sell the house and save his wife's life. Teresa wants to dig deeper into the past of the former plantation because she knows the answer to what is happening lies in the history of the old home. The more she digs, the more conflicts she has with her husband, her mother, and the apparition itself. This turf war has gone on for centuries. Now it's time for the showdown. Family secrets will be revealed, wrongs will be righted, reparations will be made. This is Bloodland. So that is a synopsis. It's very interesting. Like I started, it was, I got to chapter 3. I'm going to start over anyway because make sure I don't forget, I forgot something. But I was interested, and like I said, I lost the book. I found the book like last month. It was, that's how much. I don't really drive too much anymore. Oh my God, there's a lot going on. But anyway, so that is that book. And then the other books that I chose, they are on my Kindle. Book that by an underrated author. I did choose Kimberly Lemming. And the book is The Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon, a Mead Mishaps book. The synopsis states, all I wanted to do was live my life in peace. Maybe get a cat, expand my spice farm. Really anything that doesn't involve going on a quest where an orc might rip my face off. But they say the goddess has favorites. If so, I'm clearly not one of them. After saving the demon Fallon in a wine-drunk stupor, all he wanted to do was kill an evil witch enslaving his people. I mean, I get it. Don't get me wrong, but he's dragging me along for the ride, and I'm kind of peeved about it. On the bright side, he keeps burning off his shirt. I like it. I love the titles. I got a chance to speak with the author. They're awesome. I am so ready to read on this. I actually, to be honest, I did start reading initially That Time I Got Drunk and Yeeted a Love Potion and a Werewolf. I mean, the title is great. I love it. Like, just go ahead. Just put it in there. Have fun. Make it home for us. So I did start on that one and I was like, oh crap. I don't know how I did it because I definitely bought it as an ebook when I saw it. And it's like, I guess I just didn't realize it was a part of a series. So now the next one I have, the next actual planned one I have is a book that has been recently released, and that is In the House of Transcendence by Amanda Ross, which that was released September 22nd of this year. So it's recent, it's new. So I am interested in reading this one and giving a little bit of feedback. They're a part of the Mellon Library also. Zora is a necromancer. Some say she's gifted, others say she's cursed, but her abilities always terrify her. Hoping to start a new life, she flees her childhood home and travels to Savannah. But she soon learns that some things can't be changed. There, she meets an alluring and powerful witch named Birdie. She offers Zora a proposition. She'll give Zora a place to stay, a job dancing at a magical burlesque club called Nightingales, and help controlling her powers if Zora can solve her lover's murder. Love it. Love it. Zora accepts Birdie's offer and is soon drawn into the magical community of Savannah, where rituals and magical fights are performed in grand old homes. Potions can make people float on air, and 3 magical houses vie for dominance. And as she tries to put the pieces together and solve the murder, Zora gets caught in the sight of the very forces responsible for the killing. Can she rise up and learn to control her powers and solve the murder, or will her fears cause her to lose it all? I mean, I'm ready. So yeah, so I am going to be busy with some reads. I am going to talk about Preptober stuff maybe in a video. I don't know. My videos, like I said, these are like vlogs. So you're going to get them when I can. But I figure what I'll do is every other Saturday, give you an update on the current reads for Blackoween-a-thon. And then if I can sprinkle in some more time to do some summaries, some sum-ups of how I feel about the books that I did get a chance to read last year, I'll go ahead and put those in. But those will be, I don't want to make promises on those. In which, like I said, here's a graphic of what I did finish last year. And then now a graphic of what I'm working on this year. So hopefully we'll be on task. But I do need to make sure I'm splitting up the time. Like I said, when I'm doing stuff, make sure I turn on the audiobook. When I'm not and I'm able to focus and read, make sure I'm reading these books, because I can get sidetracked because something else comes out or something, or I lose a book. But either way, thank you so much for watching my little rambly video, in which all of my videos are rambly. I don't know why anybody, if anybody thinks any of the thing is going to come from me. But I do hope you enjoy your Blackoween-a-thon. What books are you going to be reading for Blackoween-a-thon? If you have issues with finding anything, there is a link to the list below, a link to Lockbooktician's YouTube channel. And if you need any suggestions or you want to hear anything about my stuff, hey, tune in soon. Subscribe. I got merch now. You can go get merch. Whatever you want to do. But thank you so much. I do hope you enjoyed it, like I said. And I'm going to go ahead and get ready to go out. Because, I will go out looking like, I'm a cute little flower. It's like green. I got a green dress for this. Oh, my gosh. I'm about to go. So, bye.